Hey everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to show you how I've made this. I'm going to call it like a bento style. So all these boxes are stacked up on top of each other. You don't need to have as many as I have here. I've got the 5. I do talk you through and show you how you can add, you know, just as little as 1 if you wanted to. They're nice little boxes on their own without the little tabs on the side. It's all held together with a hook and loop on the top there, and then you basically just undo the top and then each box will slide out. I think this would make a nice fun maybe like storage piece in your craft room, or if you're giving someone maybe a lot of jewelry or maybe some craft supplies, you can fill these with all different things. Each box, they've got a little flip lid and you can see inside there you've got lots and lots of space, yeah, to fill it with whatever. I think all occasions, Easter time, birthdays, Christmas. This would look lovely in Christmas papers. So if you do like to get yourself prepared and ready for this Christmas, then yeah, I think that would look lovely. But I just love how it all stacks up, and it's nice and strong because the piece runs right underneath. So you could put something, you know, with quite a lot of weight to it and it's still going to hold. So it's a really easy make. So let's get started. So I've already made 4 of the boxes. These are just really nice on their own. You could put just some ribbon around there and carry them that way. So you can have, like I said, as many as you want. You don't need to do the 5 that I'm going to be doing today. So first of all, we will make the box. So to make one of the boxes, you're going to need a piece of 11 3/4 by 8 1/4. So this is A4 cardstock. You're going to score along the long side at 1 1/2, 5 1/2, 7 and 11, and then rotate so the 11-inch score line is at the bottom, and you're going to score at 1 1/2 and at 6 3/4. Okay, so that's all the scoring that's needed. Next, you want to fold and burnish all of those score lines. Okay, next we need to do some cutting. So you want to work along one of the long sides with the tab on the right hand side. You're going to cut down to the first score line, or up, depending on which way you're looking at it. So again, this one, and this one. And then this tiny little piece here, you can just remove completely. And then just repeat the same on this side. So come across here, remove that one, and then cut up these ones here. Okay, so you should have all these pieces freed up so that you can then bring it around. And how it's going to work is this tab's going to go over the front. So that's our little flap, which I'm going to extend. If you've got 12-inch cardstock, you maybe just, yeah, keep it 12 inches length and 8 1/4 wide, and then you'll have a longer tab. Or you may be happy with this size that's already there. So, and again, I'll talk through that in a bit more detail in a minute anyway. These pieces will all fold in like so, and then these will slot inside the box. So what you want to do with these pieces is just cut a nice wedge off the sides there. If you want to make sure they're the same, cut it on one side and then make sure you do this the right way, that way. Place it over this one and then just follow your cut, and then you've got them both the same. So you can just do a little test, bring in the sides, and then these should fold in nicely like so. We've got our box. With the squares on both sides, just take a little wedge off of the sides there. Again, it just keeps everything nice and neat and all concealed within the sides. Some people just take it off of one side. I'll just do both. Okay, so I'm going to use my construction glue. This is the Collall construction glue, which is linked below all my videos. And you just want to cover the tabs here. I'll do these 2 together. You can do them one at a time. It's up to you. And bring them up. Make sure you got your tab piece, the top part, on your right hand side. And then you're going to stick these onto the left hand side. And just make sure you've got a nice right angle. It's quite easy to pull the sides in, like this one here. Can you see it's come down? You've got this lip. Just make sure you push it out. That's why I always like to use a liquid glue, because it just gives you that time to be able to make sure everything's in the right place. Okay, and then these 2 now, again, just add your glue bring them in. Like I said, do one at a time if you'd prefer. And then again, just bringing them up so you've got that nice right angle. Okay, so there is one of our boxes. So you just now need to repeat that as many times as you want. So if you want to do the same as me, then it's 5. Otherwise, 4, even 3 will look lovely as well. Now, if you do want to extend the front, it's just because I've got bigger hook and loop and I just liked having the flap a little bit bigger. This is a piece of, this is 1 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to add my glue all along there and just lay that down over the top, just to make sure everything's lined up. Okay, so whilst that's drying, I've got my pattern paper here. So for most of the Mother's Day series, I am using the papers from this pad here, which is the Showstoppers 2. This is available as a download at the moment, but I have been asking that they make it into a physical paper pad as well. So I've cut myself this piece, which is 3 3/4 by 5, and that's to go on the top. And then you'll see inside I've got paper as well. I just thought that was nice. It's entirely optional, so that's the same size again to go inside. I've then got the stripes to go on the sides of the box here, and these are 1 1/4 by 3 3/4, so they're for each side. And then I have these bits here, which are for the little tabs on the side for the strips to slot into. So in fact, I'll give you the measurements for that as well. This one here. So these are 2 pieces of 3 by 3/4, and then the pattern paper is 2 3/4 by 1/2 inch. So you want to stick those on top like so, and then I'll show you where to stick those down in a minute. And then I'm going to stick all those pieces down. Oh, and I've got this piece as well to go on the front here. That's 3/4 by 5. Okay, so that is the box all covered. You could also cover this panel if you want. I've left mine plain because that covers most of it. But you would want a piece of 1 1/4 by 5. So I've got my hook and loop here. I think I've got these linked on my Amazon store. I need to double check, so I do need to update it. But I always buy the big packs of them because it works out long term, better value for money. So I think this was 500, maybe even 1,000. So you get your hooks and your loops. Now I think it's 500. So I need to store them a bit better as well. And then I've got the loops. So take a pair there, pop them together, and I'm just going to stick them on the top there, and then again take another pair, try to get them so I've got the same, so the hooks are on the top. It doesn't matter, but I just make sure they're the same, and then just close it down, let it kind of grab, and then you'll probably find you just have to carefully prise them apart like so, and then you can just add a lot more pressure and really make sure they're stuck down. Okay, there we go. So it's all closed nicely. And then with these pieces here, if you just add a little curve into them, so you get kind of a little handle, and then just kind of push the ends out like that. So you've just got a little handle. You don't need to score them or anything like that. It's just so there's enough room for the card to go through. And then again, just kind of push them out like so. And then I'm going to again use the construction glue. Just add a little bit on each end. And then you want to sit these in the middle of this piece here. And just make sure you've got the same distance. It's just literally just over 1/2 inch. Might flatten it a little bit actually. So it's probably, yeah, it's probably about 1/2 inch. But wherever you place this one down, you need to make sure they're the same on all the others on that side. So you can see when I line mine up, we'll sit them next to each other. They all line up nicely. Okay, so wherever you position them, doesn't matter if they're slightly higher up or lower down, but certainly you need to get the measurements from the sides there, just as, you know, as close to the same as possible. And then again, on this side, Just kind of push that down a little bit. Just want a little arch, that's all. Just enough, like I said, for the card to go through. And just hold that there for a second. Okay, so you can see now I've just stacked mine all on top of each other. Now I am thinking that maybe 5 is too much. So I may well just use this. I might take these back off, cover them again, and just keep it as a nice little box to add into my hamper. However, I am going to keep it in just to talk you through a few things. So when it comes to the strips, if you just want to say have 3, then you'll probably find you just need 2. If you want to then go taller with your boxes, then you'll need 3 of them. It will vary, but these are 2 1/4 by the full length of A4, which is 11 3/4. If you've got 12-inch card, then, you know, use that to give you a bit more length. The reason I've got the 2 1/4 is so that it fits through the slots that I've obviously made and given you. So you can see mine, it fits through there. And it's going to be snug. You want to feel it going through. You don't want it too loose. Let that hold itself on its own. So if you're just doing 3, then all you would need to do is attach these together, overlap them by about 1/2 inch, and then pop your boxes on top and just kind of bend them around to form a bit of a score line, and then slide them through this side and through this side. And if I just bring it up just roughly, you'll see they come together. Okay, how you have them joined is entirely up to you. I'm going to do it differently with the 4, so you'll get an idea from that. But I'm just trying to kind of break it down. If you just use 2, then you could bring these up and maybe push them together like so, and then create a handle. That gives you a really fun look as well if I just bring it up. It's really hard because I'm just trying to show you lots of different ways. So I'm definitely going to use 4. So I'm just going to talk you through that, and then obviously if you want to do less or even more, then you can. But I think 4 is enough. I think 5 is just a bit, I mean, it would look cool, but if I just bring it to the side, I mean, that is pretty cool. Maybe I do. This is when I need you live with me, guys, so I can get your opinions. But I'm going to stick them together anyway, because I'll need to, even if I just do 4. So add a little glue just down the end there, and then stick together like so. And then again along this side. So you're making 1 long strip, so I'm going to do the 1/2 inch on this one. So I've stuck the middle one over the top of these 2 outer ones. I'm just going to give that a minute to dry because I'm going to be pulling it, so I want to make sure the glue's completely set. So I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to place one of the boxes down in the middle. In fact, I'll just slide these sides through first. That might be a bit easier. So I'm just going to bring it down past where I've joined them together, and you want it sitting kind of in the middle of this middle strip, just so that the joins are equal, that's all. And then I'm just going to bring it down. I mean, you could connect the bottom box, so you could add glue to this strip and actually stick the bottom box down. But I just think if you want to maybe use these as little storage, it could be a storage caddy. Maybe it's going to be filled with jewellery. But I think it's nice to be able to remove all of the boxes. So I'm just making sure it's nice and flush with the bottom. And then I'm just creasing around the fold there, so that lays nice and flat. So I've got my joins now pretty equal on each side. And then I can start adding the rest of the boxes. So you're just going to slide each one through. Now imagine, obviously, once these have got things in them, that's obviously going to bring, you know, the weight is going to help bring this all down and together. Oh, this is looking really good. So there is how it looks with 3. And then again, like I said, you could then, because you've got all that excess to play with, you see how that looks. That's really nice. So you could just have a big giant handle, and that's easy then to gift. That's lovely. That's really, really cute. And then you probably still could have a nice handle size with the 4. Let's just see. Yeah, you could still. So this is when I'm going to be really indecisive now. Right, let's stick the 5th one on. It might be okay. It might still look cool. Oh, it does still look nice. Oh, I'm in love. Who knew paper would bring you so much joy? Yeah, no, I think that looks really cool. So it really is up to you. This is very customizable. So, you know, depending on what you want to use it for, how many gifts you've got. Imagine if this is filled with makeup. There's a lovely birthday gift and each layer's got maybe blushes and then eyeshadows, some mascaras, lipsticks, etc. I think it would look, yeah, the side profile is brilliant. This is why you've really got to make sure that those strips are in the middle so that that main piece runs nice and central. So I think all I'm going to do then for the top, because what I was in my head thinking is I was going to put them together like that. So that's another fun way. But I think more of that bento kind of style, which was what has inspired me. I think I'm just going to stick them right over. So I'm going to probably add my glue to about 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to cover all of that. Okay, so I just realised what I was doing and I've now changed it, but you don't want to stick this down because you won't be able to get the boxes off. So you need to be using hook and loop on this. So I have got obviously a lot of glue there now. So what I'm going to do, because there's always a way to fix things. In the paper pack, I've got all my scrap pieces here. I'm going to add lovely piece of gingham to cover the square pieces and then the same on the top so it becomes a feature, and then put the hook and loop. This will still, you know, the hook and loop will still be able to slide through the panels there, so you shouldn't have any issues with that. I've got mine all here, so I'm not, well, I can give you the measurement for this, I guess. So it's 2.25 by, I need it to cover my glue. So if you did 2.25 by 2.75, 2 pieces, match them up. So you got one on here and one on the top, and then add your hook and loop. Okay, so that's all dry. I'll just show you where I'm going to put the hook and loop. I might just do one. Let's just see. Thinking about putting just one in the middle. Is that going to be enough? It should be fine. And then just make sure that that's, well, for me, the green's in the middle. Like so. That looks pretty good. Yeah, there we go. Do I want to have another one? I think I might have, I'm just going to open it up. I think I might put another one just right next to it, just so it does hold that down. You could put them side by side. Maybe I should have put them there and there, but I think it needs the support inside a bit as well anyway. So, yeah, that feels better. So just, yeah, play around with it. You know, everyone's going to be a bit different with where they position theirs, but that feels like it holds it nicely now, and you can see how that looks from the front there as well. Okay, so there is the finished bento style gift box. I think it's so much fun. Going to just leave it as it is. You don't want to be sticking anything on here because you've got to be able to slide both through. So I was thinking about adding the flowers and tags and stuff, but if you're going to do any of that, you really just want to keep your decoration on the box itself. So maybe the top one could have a nice sentiment on here. I'm going to just keep it as it is because who I give it to, they could actually then use it for maybe passing it on to someone else or keeping it for some storage in their home. So thank you as always for watching today. I will have all of the product that I've used linked below the video, but also you can go and check it all out here. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and that way you won't miss out on future videos. All of my past videos, I've got so many playlists. There's over 1,200 videos on the channel now, so there's lots to keep you inspired. And if you want to watch something else next, check out this tutorial. See you all again soon. Bye.